Hello everybody, this is Iced Blood. Welcome back to Dark Souls 2. First question you might have is, where the hell are we? Well, we are in the next area after the Tower of Flame. Lost some footage, basically me going from Majula to here. But I figured we weren't missing too much. So this is some more of these statue knights that we're going to deal with. What we're doing here today is heading into the next area after beating the Tower of Flame. This is the way to the next place. So basically all you need to do is go to the bonfire that we unlocked. There's basically one path down. It's a bridge that leads into a smaller tower. You go downstairs from there, and you run into an elevator, and the elevator takes you down here. It's relatively straightforward. Sorry about missing the... Oh, no, here it is. This is the elevator. I got my stuff mixed up. Sorry about that. It's the problem with playing the game off camera and then forgetting what I've covered. So the game hiccuped a little bit while I was taking the elevator. This is what happened after it's done. And we're just going to explore. Find more knights to kill. Test out our new armor and our new shield. Biggest thing I've been waiting for this entire playthrough so far, granted we haven't been playing that long, but just the fact that this shield blocks 100% physical damage means whenever we take a hit, it is directly our fault, has nothing to do with our equipment, it has to do with me being terrible at dodging. So, oops. So, yeah, we killed the pursuer last video, and thank God. I hated that boss. I don't know why he caused such trouble the first time, but I am definitely glad to have him out of the way. And I'd like to think, I kind of view like the pursuer as the bosses that we've killed so far, I would say are basically the easiest that we're going to come across. Now, that isn't to say that there won't be easy bosses in the future. In fact, I have certain plans to kind of alleviate some of the difficulty that some of the later bosses will have. I have a certain plan for a weapon that should make a pretty big difference in how we handle bosses later. It was one of my favorite weapons. I used it in Dark Souls 1 quite a bit. I'm hoping it'll be just as much of an asset in this game. We'll find out. For now, though, we just picked up the Knight set, which is another classic set from Dark Souls 1, and actually pretty much from Demon Souls as well, if I recall correctly. So it's one of those things that's kind of stood the test of time in the Souls franchise. But we just got this new Dringlaic mail, so I think we'll stick with this. I like the look of this. You've got a nice little tassel there, you've got the cape, and it just, yeah, it looks really cool. I really like the look of this, and I think we'll stick with this for a little while at least. I have a tendency to like obsess over having like full sets of gear and like having a uniform look to my character. I always like to have that. Is there anything? No. No. We're going here. I like having a uniform look. It just feels good to me. Here we go. This is what I'm looking for. Here's our newest area. Okay. And there it is. There's our bonfire. Ooh, and an NPC. Let's see what's up. Yeah, I think we're okay. We don't need to use up these souls. I think we're good. Let's see what we've got here.
What is it?
Hello.
I don't know you, and you don't know me. Things are better that way.
I'm not taking that. We're talking.
You are an odd one.
Thank you.
Normally, people keep a safe distance when they see this mask. But
Yeah, I'm weird.
I'm called Lucatine.
I'm called AB.
From the land of Mirror to the far east, across the mountains. They say Drang Lake brims with powerful souls.
Probably.
And so I came to claim my share. But what a strange place. Even the rumors did not prepare me.
Well, anything else?
An odd one indeed. see that you are mid-journey. If you require assistance, I will help you.
Well, I certainly appreciate that,
I
Lucatile.
come from Mira, a land of knights. My sword is always ready.
Good to know.
Don't hesitate to call upon me. Whatever happens, I won't be missed.
Huh. Alrighty then. Well, I definitely appreciate that. Good day to you, my lady. But we're gonna head off on our own. Into... No Man's Wharf. Technically speaking, this is an optional area. Because we killed the pursuer, we actually have a way into the area that this links to without bothering to do this at all. It's a bit dark. I'm gonna actually grab my torch. There we go. Technically then, basically you have two ways to go. You either go through the Forest of Fallen Giants and kill the pursuer, or you go through the Tower of Flame and get here. Right? You pick which one you want to go. Technically you can, at least. You don't have to. Obviously what we're doing is we're going through both. So No Man's Wharf plays a lot with the lighting. This is not going very well. Oh, sweet. That helped. Okay. Oh, good thing we have that 100% shield. Because otherwise, this would not be going well at all. Okay, so what I was saying is, this place is... honestly, we could have avoided this place entirely, but I wanted to go here to show you. This place plays with the lighting effects. There are some monsters in here that are frightened of fire or light in general, and we'll run into them. Which means that staying near torches and actually having your torch lit can actually help as well. But for the most part, what we're going to be fighting is a bunch of guys like this. And what they look like to me are sailors. Obviously, we're in a wharf. You may have seen very long, dark legs. That's what I'm talking about. Those are the ones that are afraid of the light. Which means we only fight them in the dark, which makes them twice as terrifying as they should be. Oh, don't sneak up on me. Oh. Yeah, I don't like these things. And because why not? They're disturbing and terrifying and all that stuff. They can cause the bleed effect, regardless of whether or not we have our shield up. So while our new shield has 100% physical block, it will not block the bleeding effect. If we get hit twice in a row by one of those things... Are you worth it? There it is. If we get hit twice in a row by one of those things, regardless of our shield, we will bleed. Now, the bleed effect in this game is different from what it's been in previous games. Basically, it's just a big chunk of our life will disappear. Just all at once, a big chunk of health will be taken away. And it can be very, very dangerous, especially if we decide to play it dangerous and fight more than one of those monstrosities at the same time. So we killed one. Is there another one in here? No, but there's something over here. Okay, so what is this place? Basically, from what I've managed to gather, it seems like a hidden place, like a hideaway for pirates, right? That's kind of what I'm picturing. Now, this is the thing. There's a lot of research that can be done. That message was a lie. There's a lot of research that you can do on the lore of this game. You can look at all the item descriptions. You can piece together a bunch of different things. There are a lot of folks on YouTube that have really good lore videos. There's Silvermont, there's Vati Vidya, there's Epic Name Bro. I highly recommend checking them out for Souls lore in general. What I do, you might think that this would be one of those things that I'd focus on in my playthrough, is talk about that lore. And what I do know, I will bring up. What I've found or what I, what I recall from the videos that I've watched in my previous playthrough. I will bring up if I can remember it. But for the most part, what I like to do with a new game, or just a game in general, is speculate. I like just posing questions and answering them my own way. So, like, there are probably some answers to what this place actually is, based on item descriptions, or various parts of the level design, maybe the enemies. There are probably, and I say probably because nothing is concrete in Dark Souls, but there are probably answers. I don't have them. I could probably find some. But the point for me is not to have answers, it's to pose the questions. So, like, the question that I have here is what did this area serve before it basically became its current state? From the look of it, it's hidden away. It's very hard to get to. In fact, the only way we were able to get to it was through a hole in a stone wall, which means it was probably only accessed before through ship, because this is a wharf after all, and there is a pirate ship. There you go. There's the bleeding effect. Half our life just gone. Let's back off. Use the light to our advantage. They won't come into the light. Yeah, there's a pirate ship in the background. And so obviously this is, and there's a lot of water just in general. We've seen it. So my guess is that this place was only accessed through the water, which makes me think that it was a hideaway for pirates or smugglers in general. And that begs the question, how many of the folks here, these enemies that we're fighting, these undead, how many of them, like, were here from before? Like, what is the undead state? Because that's like a big question in general, because in all 3 Souls games so far, regardless of what you're playing, whether it's one of the Dark Souls games or Demon Souls, you are undead. You have died at least once. Pretty much. Because like in Demon Souls, you can't progress in the game without dying at least once. And so in the lore, you are dead. Now in Dark Souls, it's a little iffier. And I think that it wasn't until Dark Souls 1 that was specifically mentioned that you were undead. But they use that word a lot, undead. So clearly, by that logic, we've died at least once. But then again, is that true? Can a creature become undead from the... Or is it, can they become undead? Is it a gradual process? Or is it just, if you die in this place, in Drangleic, do you rise up? Is it a zombie thing? Like, oh boy, that was reckless. That was not good. And what about these guys? Like, how did they come to be? Is this mutation? Have they been here so long that they've, like, altered their physiology? I mean, has this been going on for so long that evolution has taken place? Because that takes a long time. So, like, is this a result of inbreeding these creatures here? Is it a separate species? Like, there's a lot of questions that I generally have about the world in general, but this place in particular, like I said, it seems like a hideout, right? So, like, those dudes with the Viking helmets, right? With the twin swords and everything, they look kind of like pirates, don't they? Like, with their sabers, and I don't know why the helmet makes me think of pirates. They're not. They look more like Viking helmets, honestly. But maybe they were Vikings, because Vikings had ships, right? So there you go. Maybe this was like an invasion force.
Who are you?
Ooh.
I, Gavlan.
Well, hello, Gavlan.
Gavlan will, Gavlan deal. Gavlan wants soul. Many soul.
Is that right, Gavlan? You want soul, huh?
What you want?
World peace.
With Gavlan, you will,
Maybe a car.
you deal.
A pet. Maybe a dog. Maybe a mastiff. No. This is a relatively unique aspect of Souls games, in this one in particular, I think. as I recall, this is the first time you've actually been able to sell things to a merchant for souls. Honestly, it's been forever since I played demons. Maybe there were merchants and demons you could sell to, but I don't think so. Definitely in Dark Souls, there was only one NPC that you could quote-unquote sell to. But this is the first time you have a merchant where the actual interface is to sell. And that makes it a lot quicker and a lot easier to deal with. So I like Goblin. He's awesome. One, if you look at him with his big beard and his propensity toward drinking, he seems to be a dwarf. Oh, hey, hold on. Oh, cool. I could get as many Titanite shards from him as I needed. But what we really want is the... Yep, I thought so. This is the main thing we want, is the Ring of Giants.
Many deal.
Goblin's awesome. So we have plenty of room for rings, so we can put on the Ring of Blades for some extra damage, and the Ring of Giants. Poise. Poise is something that's very useful for our build, since we're a melee build. Poise basically means we can take more hits before our guard breaks. Okay, and that is very useful. Heavy armor has poise. Honestly, this ring isn't so much a vital thing for us, specifically because we have the heavier armor, so we would probably have plenty of poise to start with no matter what. This is more useful for builds that have lighter armor, because they don't have any at all, so the difference that the ring would make would be very useful. But for us, it's still useful in the sense that we have a spare slot, we might as well use it. So, we've done some exploring, we found our merchant. I think we're going to end it here, and we're going to finish up this area next time. Hopefully you enjoyed this episode, and I'll see you then.